submitted for your consideration keys in The Legend of Zelda.
Keys?
There are 3 types of keys in The Legend of Zelda that you will encounter throughout your dungeons.
Oh, really?
Yes, quite. The first of which is the fabulous small key. It is used to traverse single rooms, and oftentimes used to create the non-linear layout traditionally known in Zelda dungeons. A small key can be used to open any sort of locked door.
Is a small key smaller than a big key?
Why, yes, that leads into the second key we have here, the famous big key, sometimes called the boss key. The big key is required for completing the dungeon and is used to access the dungeon boss. The big key should be sought after and obtained at all costs. Our third and final type of keys is the normal keys. These bat-like enemies can deal damage to Link and should be avoided at all costs, if you can avoid them.
I see.
Otherwise, they are annoying. Some keys have been known to be on fire. These are known as fire keys. These should also be avoided, especially without good ranged weapon options.
Is there not a third type? Fourth type?
That was the 4th type, you imbecile. Now,
Ice keys!
ice keys are not in this dungeon.
Oh.
They're a variation of the normal keys.
Oh, okay.
Now, please observe the Link in his natural habitat as we embark upon our first dungeon, the fabled Dragon Roost Cavern. You may not need to worry about any preparations before going into this dungeon. Simply know that if you do your best, you will triumph. Now, we shall observe. Enjoy. So, welcome everyone back to Lizard Wizards. I'm Simon here, doing this solo without Cody, and we are here in our first real dungeon. Not that Forsaken Fortress, get kicked out of it, no fighting boss, any of that stuff. This is Dragon Roost Cavern. This is serious business, I think. First off, we're gonna pull these guys away, and yeah. Oh, in case they mentioned 3-heart hero run, hooray. So, these first bokoblins, not a problem if you spin attack. It takes a bit longer to kill them if you keep knocking them over as I do, but it makes it a lot safer. And because this is a guide and not just someone showing off, although that's an ulterior motive that I will never admit to. Whoa, why am I... You try and defend, but you put your sword away and then yeesh. Yeah, we always try and do things in the most accessible way possible here, so that anyone could beat a 3-heart run with these guides. Or a 3-heart hero run, I should say. Now, the thing about dungeons in Wind Waker is they're filled with puzzles, like any other Zelda game. Like that one right there, you saw lighting the torches. You want to light torches, and that will get us... a small key! Yeah, it's a small key. One of the things that's weird about the design of this dungeon in particular is that they give you a lot of small keys that you use 2 seconds after you get them, and I don't get why, because the switch would have sufficed. I guess they really want to introduce us to the idea of the small key. But, here we are in the main room of the Dragon Roost Cavern. So, this dungeon is... This is actually the only place I have ever died when attempting 3-heart hero-ish stuff of Wind Waker HD. Because, I'm not sure why. I do personally have a lot of trouble with the keys, much more than I should. I'm just going to pull this block out to get across. I'm not really explaining all these simple puzzles because if you're watching a 3-heart run, you've probably beat this game before. They're pretty straightforward. Now this one, I'm going to wait for it to go, just to be extra sure, because the sound is a little bit weird with all the other stuff erupting in the background. And these keys are going to be a pain in the neck. If you slash them here, you have a risk of blowing up that they're damaging the bridge and falling into lava, which is not good. You don't want to fall into the lava. And that was not bad. I avoided the keys. You kill them if you want, but at this point in the game, you have nothing but your sword, which is not the best tool in the world for destroying keys. Right here is one of the new mechanics of this dungeon. Bam, blam, platforms, awesome. Who needs ice missiles, right? Samus ain't got nothing on Link. Now over here is... Wait for it. The dungeon map. And guess what? We can actually see it now that we have a Wii U Pro controller, and it's really not that helpful at all because the rooms are just blank, empty things. Like, I really wish they could have done something with this in the HD version. It's cool how they give you the which floor it's going to and the layout of the dungeon and everything, but I really wish the rooms weren't just empty things that showed nothing but the general shape of the room. Like, if you played the original Wind Waker, the mini-map that was on screen, which they got rid of for the HD version, showed all the features in the room, so you could get that shape and kind of know where you were going. But I found in the HD version, in playing through this dungeon to practice this, that was not helpful at all. Now, this Choo-Choo is going to be a real troll. You do not... That is the way you want to deal with him. That's very easy and very hard to screw up. And he drops Red Choo Jelly, one of my favorite little collectibles in the game. You can use this to go to the Potion Man and get red potions and stuff. So yeah, to deal with this guy, make sure you just stop on the ladder, let him jump over you, and then drop down and kill him if you want, or just climb on ahead. I always kill him because I love me some Choo Jelly. I'm way more into that than Chen. Do not surprise me, sir. I know everything about this game. Make sure you're shielding when you go up there, unless you want to be really daredevilish and try and parry that. But again, this is a dungeon. I don't think we should be daredevilish unless we absolutely have to. Because, you know, why die? And these guys are going to be another problem. That guy's sword is the solution because they can cut through stuff, and I want to go ahead and grab these Choo Jellies before it disappears, and that guy didn't drop any. What a jerk. If you're not playing on Hero Mode, the red Choos have more high priority to drop hearts, I believe. And there's another small key that we're going to use in 2 seconds. The red Choo just dropped probably because of Majora's Mask influence. Oh. That was cool. I missed that guy with my first spin attack. I was hoping to show off the parry on Choo-Choos because it does look quite cool, but no, the jump attack hit him anyways. This puzzle here, you're supposed to throw bombs at this, but you can also do that with your spin attack to reach it. I don't really consider one a whole lot easier than the other. If you're bad at throwing like I am, then the spin attack way is probably easier for you, but I just felt the need to show that off, because why show off things, why not show off things that you know when you can do them? Now over there is an extra optional item that we cannot get yet because we don't have the main item of the dungeon, and there's always a main item of Zelda. Ow! Yeah. Parried a little bit too late there, but that's okay. Because one of the things about this dungeon is there actually are totally ways to get healed within the dungeon, and I will be showing those as they come up. So even if you're terrible, then you know, you can take a few hits. Now, there's another surprise guy that I probably should mention beforehand, but you're watching this video beforehand, so you will know about him. And anything I forget to mention, I will mention as soon as I remember to mention it, because remembering stuff is hard. Now, we don't have... This stick cannot break through those thick wooden stuff, but it can burn it, which is awesome. Because burning stuff is always cool. You'll see me using enemy weapons a lot in this dungeon, because there's several puzzles that relate to it. In classic, more modern Zelda fashion, the first dungeon is always all the new features Link can do in that game. And also, like, you don't have a lot of stuff at your disposal at this point, so the enemy weapon is something I'll be using. I'll also be using pots as weapons, because why not? And that guy's sword fell off the edge, so he is like, he's done. So, you saw me being a little bit cautious there, and I fell off the edge, what a maroon. So, whoa, ladder. So yeah, the main reason I was, wait for this one. You can see the burned area of the ladder, that's where it's gonna hit. I'm staying a little bit farther away from that because I am a little chicken. But yeah, the reason I was being careful there is Link in Wind Waker, he's really angry with his sword combos, and a lot of times he'll go flying forward. Now this guy is a real pain. If you tip the sword, whoa, leave me alone, sir. And I was trying to show off how you can pick up the rocks to throw at him, but that didn't work out well, and I got hit again because that's embarrassing. But it's okay, because there will be times to be healed. And, you know, let's play Curse. Let's hope it doesn't hit me too bad for the rest of the dungeon. This dungeon isn't super difficult, but, again, personally, I've always found, in a lot of ways, the beginnings of 3 heart runs, no, Link, don't do that, to be harder than the later parts, just because there's so few things at your disposal. And I'm one of those people that, one of my favorite things about Zelda, and other games in general, is, like, having so many tools and knowing which one to use at which time and trying to remember them all quickly in the heat of battle and all that, like which sword move is here, when do you want to block, when do you want to attack, when do you want to retreat, when do you want to use an item, all that kind of stuff. And like, at the beginning of the game you have so few items and and the enemies are so sort of simple and straightforward in a lot of ways that, you know, there's not a lot of room for that style of play, which is what I love about the Zelda series and a lot of other games. Or one of the things I love about the Zelda series. Now, quick here, if you have not a huge amount of money, as I do, pull these blocks here. You can go and crawl into this hole, if I can get in there. Oh, Link, there we go. And apparently I was stupid before, and there is crawling in first person, and you can use that to see money, money, money. You can get a huge amount of money. Now, you may be wondering why we're getting money. Because you said money was pointless in this game. Well, for one, it's not completely pointless. And for two, there will be a place to use our money in about 2 seconds. And you may think that's stupid because this is a dungeon. Now, you also may be thinking, wow, that's a lot of money, but I still wouldn't be able to afford poo. That was only like 30 rupees. Well, hold on to your hats there, because we can get even more money if we do the same thing again on the second level. So, you know, that's great, because money is great, and we always love money. So we're going to crouch again, we're going to crawl into this hole, which is slightly different thing to do. If you pull the blocks out too far, you will not be able to access these secret holes, but you can leave the room and re-enter it to reset the blocks, and you can get into them as you please. There is a decent amount of rupees here. I will probably put that on the screen, how many there are in the snarky comments that make fun of how all the ignorant stuff we're going to mention in editing. Now, one thing we're going to need here is make sure you equip your bait, because we're going to be using our bait here. Something that the Kingy of Red Lions guy is going to tell us to do. Put the bait in front of the rat's nest. They will eat it, and they will say it's delicious, and then sell us something. They will sell us potions, which is great. I do not recommend buying the blue potion. Red potions restore health, blue potions restore health and magic, and as it would take a genius to tell, we don't have any magic, so it's really pointless. I'm going to drink that potion right away to get my heart back, and I'm going to come back here and exit the room and come back again, and I see if I can buy another potion. So yeah, here we are. I drank my potion, I came back, I'm going to spread more bait in front of the nest. Now, they're not always going to sell you potions. There's a chance they could offer to sell you more bait, which I find really silly. So we'll see if he gives us the bait or the potions. Yeah, he gave us that. We don't want that. If that happens, you can just keep leaving and coming back in, which I'm going to keep doing because I'm this little nub thing. Again, this is not strictly necessary, and you could totally be thinking without doing this, but for one, I'm under the Let's Play curse, and for two, I want to show off everything that you can do to also make a 3 heart run easier so that any Zelda fan would be able to try it and do it if they want, because, you know, Zelda games, there's a lot of depth to the combat, and I really love that about them, and I think they're often dismissed as casual, beat them once and you're done with them stuff, but, like, it's fun to really get into these games. So, give us a potion? Yeah! So, there we are, buying another potion. You may have considered it a waste to spend 30 rupees. Here's the King of Our Lions going to tell us the same rat trick I just showed you. You may have considered it a waste to buy a potion for 30 rupees and drink it only to restore 1 heart, but this is hero mode, and, you know, there's not, like, yeah, right here real quick, you're gonna need to make sure you throw that at that, because you cannot carry those weapons up ladders. And while we're here, I also want to grab this chest, which will contain the compass. Compass? No, it's compass. It's not compass. Compass. Compass reveals, treasure chest in the dungeon. It doesn't make any sense, but it does, so yeah. And here is yet another small key we're going to be using in 2 seconds. Again, I don't understand why they didn't just have switches or, like, something else. I guess they just want to show us what small keys are all about for some reason. But, like, you know, whatever, dude. Okay, this is another small key we're going to get to use in 2 seconds. Hooray! Now this one is a bit of a pain. What I like to do is I have to pick up this pot and hurl at the stupid bird. Bam! 1 shot. No problem. Something worth mentioning though is those birds do drop certain spoils that are valuable for side quests and especially for selling. So, you know, if you want to kill them, if you kill them while they're still on the map or not hang over the edge. I did not mean to do that. Get back to your keys. Yeah, as you can see, the sword is not the best tool for killing the keys at this point. The reach on this hero sword is really dinky and really tiny. And, yeah. Another episode of me getting quiet once I'm trying to murder things, because, well, you know, I don't want to mess up, and I want to show you guys the effective ways of murdering things, and that's what those stupid little comments on the bottom of the screen are for. So, there's another warp pot. The warp pots are exclusive to Wind Waker as opposed to any other Zelda. You can hop in them and it'll take you back to the other warp pot. There is one at the beginning of the dungeon, one in the midway, and one before the boss. That is the midway pot. You can also notice Link looking at stuff, like that big thing that's going to be used later. Link totally looks at stuff and it's really cool, and they brought that feature back for Twilight Princess using most. It's less noticeable because of the hugely bulbously exaggerated heads and the cartoony art style. But yeah, so here we have more bokoblins. I completely missed that jump back. That's okay because I have spin attacks, and quick spin is very overpowered. Now, there's one bokoblin. If you would drop a joy pendant, that would be great. There are, yeah, is that our first joy pendant? Is it really? Yeah, if that is our first joy pendant, then those are the things from the story quest that we need to get. Bokoblins have been known to drop them, though. Don't ask me why. So yeah, as you can also see there, because I'm playing ahead of my commentary, that the bokoblins, a lot of these guys are hiding in pots. And I'm gonna murder them all because murder is fun, you know? So there you go. Spin attack is helpful for breaking the pots on those shelves because your spin attack does not collide with walls, and if you hit the wall with your sword, then you are going to be oh my gosh, a joy pendant! Yes, you're gonna be oh my gosh, a joy pendant. You're gonna be stunned for a brief second, which is even worse when there's an enemy around. And you do have to kill those bokoblins in the room, which I confess to forgetting about. But you can also, the other thing that is optional in this room is you can go in here and light that torch like I did. What's the treasure gonna contain? A treasure chart! Woo! Now, I'm not going to be using any treasure charts throughout this playthrough because mostly they give you rupees and heart pieces, and there's no real shortage of rupees in the HD version, and heart pieces are very useful in the 3-heart run. So if you bank one of these pots and kill it, you get a joy pendant. Hooray! That's another nifty little one joy pendant. You're going to need to get 21 O's by the end of the game. But yeah, I'm not going to be using treasure charts, but neither will I be obtaining all of them, but I will be getting all the ones in dungeons because those are fun. Now, this little guy, this is a mini Goma or something. That is how you kill him. That guy is one of the most evilly placed enemies in the game. Oh my gosh, I want that rupee. Thank you, sword extend, pickup range. Now, you can jump across here without throwing a pot to melt some of the water as I did. I did it before because the parry attack is the easiest and fastest way to kill those guys. But upon finishing it, Link will backflip, oftentimes straight into the lava, which is not good, and you get your butt burned. Also, getting your butt burned resets the entire room, which is not good, because you're getting your butt burned. I know I already said that. So, yeah. You want to make sure, when he's about to attack you, that you get your parry off at a place where your mini backflip will not burn your butt. Now, this room here, over there, is actually the boss room. So, we're already getting pretty far through this dungeon. A lot of times I like to think of it with Zelda dungeons as you have 3 objectives. You gotta find the boss room, you gotta get the boss key, and then you gotta get the special item in the dungeon. So we've done one of those 3 things already. And as you can see, there's that warp pot next to the boss room, which is great. So all we need to do is get the big key and get our special, unique, awesome new item for this dungeon. And then we are ready to go murderate the boss, which will be great. So, let's go. Alright. Here we are outside again. There is the great Valoo, who looks rather constipated, but that's okay. So here are some stairs that are going to collapse as we're running on them. Run! Yeah, now they're collapsing. Yes, run! 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 You can roll on these stairs instead of most other stairs for some reason. I mean, seriously, try rolling like that on stairs in real life. It doesn't freaking work. Okay, here we have 2 mini bokoblins, like the ones from Dragon Roost. We're gonna keep fighting them using spin attacks and just keep the pressure on them. Don't let them do much. One other thing I should mention: if you want to go for parries as opposed to like just aggressively keeping them down like I do, hold back while you parry. That way, if you miss it, Link will do a jump attack. Link will backflip instead of doing a jump attack. So here we have a moblin. Moblins are going to be recurring for quite a while. We don't have a lot of great tools to fight them with, so I'm going to take the enemy's tools and use it against them. Oh, that was a bad thing. Yeah, when they get up, they have a wicked backhand they like to do that's really devastating. As is that swipe with their, thing. So if you can go for a parry, which I would like to show off here, that one cannot be parried. That little jab. Moblins are unique, as you just saw there. You can parry them after you've already blocked their attack with your shield. So, if we try that again. Like so. Boom. That is a lot safer than trying to parry on the fly, because parrying can be risky. So, yeah, for moblins, we're going to be fighting a lot more moblins. They tend to drop a lot of rubies, and they're eating treasure. Oh my gosh, is that a purple rupee? No, they're eating treasure. You can see here, it is a skull necklace. Ooh, skull necklace. Most of these spoils can either be sold or used for certain side quests, so we may not see these all. But Medli, you're okay! Link, you came to rescue me. Oh, thank you. I have to tell you what I found out. This is terrible. Some creature's doing awful things with the Great Valoo's tail. That's why he's so angry. Oh, so he's not just having a tough time getting it out there. So the Great Valoo's tail hangs into the roof right below here. There's got to be something down there. What are those mean monsters who captured me have something to do? We've got to do something now. Of course, too late. I'll go until everyone's happening. Here, Link, use this to get out of here. That's what he skipped as far. Is this our awesome special item for this dungeon? It's a device we reduced before we evolved wings. I think it might be. Woo! Grappling hook. This item was used by the Rita people before they had wings. So it's a Y, X, or R on the item screen, and then press that button to aim. Use the lash on and anything with a star on it. You can even use the haul things up from the sea floor while on your boat. Yeah. Here, Link, climb out a ledge so I can show you something. Like how to use this awesome grappling hook, perhaps? That's great. So we're going to equip that real quick. Mini complaint there. Using the Pro controller does not work as well as the A controller for selecting items. Grab this branch of grappling hook. So these are the kinds of things you can latch onto with the grappling hook. And you'll notice I have the grappling hook set to R, and I wasn't using R before. That's because the way the aiming works in Wind Waker HD, you're going to be using the right stick to aim. So for any weapons that require, like, aiming, such as the bow later on, it's really obnoxious to have them on X or Y, which is another issue I have in this game, because you have to move your thumb to the button. The same thumb using the aim as thumb you have to press a different button with jump. Anyways, down there is the big key, where you really would be going next, but we're not going to go there. We're taking a brief detour. So here we are back in the boss room. That is one doorway, and you can swing across here. This will let us access the boss door, but we don't have the boss key yet, which I already said where it was. Now this guy is again parry. Very satisfying. I love that animation. Now one of the things you can do here, these stairs you bump your head on when you roll up. I'm going to drink my potion right now because there's something better for us. That potion was not particularly necessary, but it never hurts to be safe. Always have backup plans. Here, if you can catch this in your bottle, is a fairy! Woo! Fairies are the #1 reason why bottles are useful in 3 heart runs. Because, also I should mention while collecting that, don't run into the fairy as this, because it will heal you instead of being captured in your bottle. I'm going to equip something over that fairy real quick. Like wait, because why not? The thing about fairies in Zelda games that makes them so awesome is that fairies are sort of like emergency if you die potions, which is really handy. And while I'm here, I would also like to go to that one. There's one other treasure chart we can get in this dungeon now that we have the grappling hook. We'll go back to the beginning of the dungeon. Whoa. Like so. Boom. Also, the grappling hook, you can use it to steal items. Like these guys' joy pendants. Most enemies have unique spoils such as the Moblin skull necklaces, the Bokoblin's joy pendants, the Chew's jelly, etc. The grappling hook will steal that, and if you keep using it, it will get you other generic items. If you're not playing on hero mode, you can get hearts that way, which is a great tip for the Savage Labyrinth. But, I digress. I'm sort of doing a mini backtracking session here to this room. Because this room, if you recall, had this thing, which we can now swing across. Actually, you probably wouldn't have really show this, but bam! Do that, and you can go over here, and we can get ourselves that second treasure chart, which will be great, because we're not going to use it, but hey, completionist. You got a treasure chart? I'm blah blah blah. So you can grab this again, swing back, which is just great. And get your sword out. There you saw that Miss Parry that I like to advocate for. I have no reason for killing these 2 jellies other than trying kind of one jelly. There is a successful parry on them. Parrying the Chews is really more flashy than anything because, when we get the parry pop-up, you can also just stab them normally and they die just the same, and it's, I find, actually a lot easier. It's just fun to go for the Helm Splitter for the sake of fanciness. So anyways, I'll meet you guys back. Bye. Okay, we're back here, and we're gonna go back outside, and now we're gonna swing down to grab that other place where the big key is, because that'll be great, because then that is all we need to complete this dungeon, having gotten all the treasure charts out too. Now one of the things you'll notice is a change to the HD version. They vastly sped up the grapple animation, and you can also swim without stopping, just like on those ropes. So all those rope skills you learned on the... Valoo, shut up, I'm trying to talk! all those rope skills you learned on the pirate ship and in the Forsaken Fortress, they're already coming into play again with our lovely grappling hook, which we can use to create our own ropes. Awesome. So, in here, we have another unique-ish room. Oh, he's hanging on for dear life. Die! I love doing that. That guy's gonna come out of this boss, and that's a real pain. Oh yeah, something else I did there that is a kind of a cool technique that I like to use is if you jump attack and do the input for a quick spin while you're jumping, like so, you kind of do a spin immediately upon landing. Normally there's a brief delay while you're spinning the control stick before you get your quick spin off, so that makes quick spin even faster. That chest appeared down there, but if you look at the way the map is, we cannot jump down there because the bridge is over the only not death portion of this thing, the lava. But there you go. That will destroy the bridge if you hit the ropes. Hitting ropes destroys suspension bridges, and that chest is a joy pendant. Hoorah! But seriously though, that's not what we came here for. Those pots combined with that lava column thing will allow us to get back up. But what we're really after here is we're going after the big key. That's the only thing we need. Now this is a bit of a tricky thing. You need a spin attack to break all three of these at once, but if you break only two, you're gonna die. So what I recommend is waiting for the lava pillar to come up. Come on, come on, come on. Come on. Lava. There we go. Then you can break all three of them once. If you break all three of them at once, you don't have to wait, but I like to wait until the lava pillar is there just for the added security, so that if... Whoa, that was close. So that if you miss, you do not burn your butt on the lava, because no one likes to burn their butt on the lava. It sucks. Even though I have full health and a fairy, and that completely useless potion that I got, but, you know, potions is... Like, it's not a waste if you didn't use something because you were too awesome. So right here, there's this thing we're going to swing on, and this is a part I find myself getting hit on a lot for whatever reason. You need to swing out, and that's going to pull this down, which is going to do a switch, and it's going to open that door. But there's still keys all around, and you kind of lose a lot of momentum in the cutscenes. You kind of got to swing again. There you go, you make it back, no problem, with just some relatively careful-ish swinging. Just take it slow and be careful, will solve almost any problem. I mean, this is only the first dungeon, but, you know, still. It's not a whole lot different from just... Actually, it's not at all different from a regular hero mode run, but, you know, we'll see. The later dungeons will be... Practice all the basic stuff now in this, like, setting, so it's like, you know... Just, you'll be better at it for when the difficult dungeons come. This is a warm-up. This is a simple run-through of the basics of Zelda, and, like... This is fun, too. So here we have the big key puzzle. Now this guy, I mentioned before how satisfying the parry is to kill these guys with. Shut up. But there is a non-parry way to kill them, which you're going to need to exercise. When they open like that, you have to hit them twice with either the sword or the grappling hook, and that will cause them to curl up into a ball. Now normally, this is the time you go crazy and murder them. We're going to use them as a weight to hold down that switch. It doesn't show it, but that switch is like a blue switch from previous Zeldas. You need to be holding it down to use it, not take it. And here is the big key! I said it right, suck it, Sugar Conroy. And now we can murder. Because, yay, murdering. Now, I should also mention that, oh, yellow would be great. I believe those things are infinitely respawning, but not anymore now that we got the big key. Because otherwise you can murder them and then another one keeps popping up and it's like, geez, I want to solve puzzles in this room, but they keep popping up. There we go. Fire keys are a bit more aggressive than normal keys, and they can also let you on fire, hence the name fire keys. But grappling hook is a significantly better option than sword because of its ability to be ranged. I should also mention that while you're in first person, normally it's A to go back, but if you press B to go back, you'll immediately swing your sword out. Which is just, you know, it's great, because if you're trying to line up a shot on those keys and they get too close, just press B, whip out your sword. No, that's not sexual. Just, you know, get up there. Now, we're gonna go into Arv! Dirt. Nailed it. I have failed on that in the past. Yes, I know. It's embarrassing. But, yeah, knowing when to release your swing to get the maximum momentum is kind of there is tricks to it. And here we are, just backtracking. So, really, there's no reason to show all this. I will meet you guys back... Here we are, back in the main room. And we've got the main item, we've made it to this room, and we've got the boss key, so we are ready to fight the boss. I don't know about you guys, but I'm a bit pumped. The first boss. It's gotta be better than Queen Goma, right? Ow! Oh my gosh, what gives, dude? You just, like, rammed into me with your pincers. I did not even know they could do that. So, yeah. I know that might be a little bit boring to watch with, also, fairies. These fairies will replenish themselves every time you're here, and you can always take the time to stop by this place and get more fairies if you ever need healing, so yeah, that's the thing. And I should also mention that there's gubs in these chests, goodies. That one contains another unique spoil of an enemy we have not seen yet, so we're gonna get one of those beforehand, called a Knight's Crest. And I'm sorry if killing those mini-goma things is a bit repetitive, because I always kill them with the parry. I like to kill enemies in a slight variety-ish or interesting way whenever possible, but that's the most effective way to do it, and I think that's the way to go. So let's open this boss door! Alright. Big pool of lava, big circle. There's Valoo's tail. So a creature doing horrible things to it must be here. Let's edge forward in first person, because we can do that. Oh my gosh, what could it be? What could it be? Oh my gosh, slight lag on a GameCube hearing on a Wii U, or intentional slow-mo. I don't know which. There we go. This is Goma, not Goma. Looking much more shiny in the HD version, I must say. So, this boss, not too difficult. This is going to attack us with normal claws like that. The claw will get stuck for a time, which is a great time to attack, which I'll show how to do once I'm done showing how to dodge. And basically, you just want to run around this... Man, the claw got stuck for a long time. Basically, just run around this big circle, and you'll be able to dodge all of its attacks. Now, to attack, like best done after it gets the claw stuck in the ground, swing your grappling hook onto the tail. Oh my gosh, I'm not going to get hit. On the tail of the Great Valoo. We'll see what that does in a moment. Now, if you can, line it up and land on these platforms. That'll make this fight infinitely easier. And then, BAM! Ceiling comes crashing down. How does it feel to be a toilet monster now, sucker? Now, these pots would contain healing in the normal version of the game. If I could kill them. Yeesh. But not in the hero mode, because it's hero mode. Now, while you're up here, the boss can do 9-0 to you. It is possible to get hit, but it's not impossible. Is it possible? 9 possible? Yes, that's what I said. If you're looking for ways to help get up on top of those platforms, keep in mind that you can change directions while swinging, which makes this a lot easier. The other thing you can do, just keep in mind while you're on the ground, the angle you go at it at. If you're the platform's sitting the opposite other platforms, so while you're under a platform, that's a good time to try and go for another one. Alternatively, if it's not actually opposite, what you can do is you can just kind of go back. Oh, I missed that. I'm just going to dive bomb off here, because he might be trying to flame me alive with his fire breath. You will notice the boss looking a lot cooler with the extra battle damage and stuff, because, yeah, that's great. And for those of you complaining, this boss is super easy, and you can beat it faster than me. I'm not trying to speedrun this. I'm trying to demonstrate all of the things about this boss. Being able to move in first person is also super helpful. For all these reasons, because moving around in a circle and around the arena is the best way to avoid getting hit, and aiming is something you need to do. Now, once you've hit it 3 times, you will enter Phase 2! Boom, no armor. Now, in this phase, you cannot fight from the top platforms. You gotta go back down there and be a man about it. So, there will be a number of things the boss can do to you. If he traps you like this, you can get out by rolling through there, or you can be ballsy and go for the attack right away. If you get caught in there, it does a fair amount of damage. What you need to do is grapple hook him over, combo him like that. One more combo and he should be done. I personally am very careful with comboing him like so, because I want to see if he can do another attack. There we go. Roll out through there, and then he's going to go for the fire breath. He likes to pin you in there. Kind of reminds me of flag breath for some reason, whatever trade. But I like to sword splash carefully. Oh my gosh, that didn't kill him. That's wrong. If you tap the button too fast or hold control stick forward while you do so, there is huge risk of Link going face first into the lava. So yeah, once he's in there, there is a time before he fires and pins you that you can go for the grapple hook. I'm gonna go for it now right after, just to be safe. Oh my gosh, that killed him with the grapple hook! I didn't even know that was possible, but you saw it here first, folks. The grapple hook does do damage to him. He had 1 freaking hit point left, and the grappling hook colliding with his face made everything except his face explode. See that? That is freaking amazing. Boom. Well, I've never seen Link do the party with the grappling hook out. Normally there's a sword out. That is so cool. That is something I've never seen before. That's cool. So anyways, we beat the first boss of the dungeon. Not too bad at all. Apologies if that took longer than some of you would have liked, but I do believe in showing how to fight the boss, not just kind of killing it as fast as I can. Now, there are rupees around here that you can grab from the boss's death, apparently, because dropping hearts is too mainstream now that we're in hero mode. And make sure to grab the heart container before you leave. I amuse myself. And step into the wind portal whenever you're done. Seriously though, grab the heart container if you want. No one's forcing you to do a 3-heart run. Skies are looking slightly clearer. Valoo uses his ancestral roar. Calm down, everybody. It's okay. Everything is under control. I know Valoo's really mad, but oh my gosh, look! Everything actually is under control. Wow, I was just trying to secretly calm myself down. So, skies are looking clear on Dragon Roost. Whoosh. And here we are back on the entrance island. Link! Well, Prince Komali, don't you have something you want to say? I heard everything from Medli. Link, thank you so much. I'm sorry I mistrusted you. Hope I can be like you someday, Link. You will, Komali, I just know it. Right, Link? Looks like they both gained a bit of a surge of confidence from that. So, Link, here. I want you to take this, Link. Giving you the thing I value most will give me the courage I need to stand up to bad things. We'll take it! Din's Pearl! This is the gem the Ritos claim was passed down from the great goddess. What is the mighty Valoo going to say? The great Valoo is grateful to you, Link. Oh, hero, thank you. Use the wind god's wind. I read that in the wrong order. Use the wind god's wind? That's what he said, but I don't understand. I wonder what it means. The wind god's wind. I wonder if he's talking about what he's talking about has anything to do with the wind shrine through that tunnel. Yeah, we already did it. We got the wind's requiem. Oh, I almost forgot. The Great Valoo also needs you, Link, a true hero. Well, that's why we're playing on hero mode. I agree with him. As far as we're concerned, Link, you really are a hero. Well, I'm going to go and visit Valoo. I'll come and see you next time. The best pair of wings ever. Hey, Prince Komali. Thanks so much, Link. See you again someday. Spreading courage like that. What else could you want from your hero? Link is the ultimate hero. So yeah, the thing they were mentioning about the Wind Shrine is to get the Wind's Requiem, which is not actually required until this point. But if you got it beforehand like we did, then you're all set. Also, Valoo's text will not be readable unless you're playing with the pajamas on. Don't ask me why. So, it would seem Ganon sent those monsters to this place. But that would mean there's no time to lose. We must depart at once for the place where the next pearl sleeps. We sail to the south. We shall do so in the next episode. So, thank you all for joining me as we completed Dragon Roost Cavern. And we will see you guys next time as we set sail for the next destination along our yawning Kingly Red Lion guide boat. See you guys then.